at the debate desk.
I like
and,
that.
You
That's
like
my new
music.
theme song.
In case you haven't noticed at home, and I think they have because a lot of people hit us up on Twitter yesterday. New music here on the program, so you'll be hearing different cuts, and that's always a good thing. No, Skip Bayless is not the music director, although he does approve, and that's a good thing. All right, let's dive into our next topic, and that is the impending quarterback controversy that you know is coming. Like you used this analogy yesterday, 1,000 miles an hour around bend, talking about the Heat and the playoffs. It's coming in New York, folks. The Sanchez-Tebow thing is unavoidable. More and more players are weighing in on this, and here's just a couple of them who've made strong comments on it recently. Ben Roethlisberger thinks that by the first preseason game, they're going to be chanting Tebow's name. I feel bad for him, referring to Sanchez. It's going to be tough, says Champ Bailey, former teammate of Tebow. Sanchez can't feel too comfortable in his seat. If he doesn't play well, we all know what's going to happen next. Percy Harvin says Sanchez and those guys want to sit back and say how calm and cool, and they're not worried about it. Anybody other than Peyton Manning, Michael Vick, names like that, if you have Tebow coming to your team, you have a situation. Skip Bayless, lead us off. What do you make of this?
Stephen A. Smith, my friend, I can't tell you how many nights I open up ESPN.com and I see yet another quote from another non-Jet, another star player on another team saying, you know what, Tebow will beat out Mark Sanchez. And I think of my friend Stephen A., how he says, Tebow can't throw. He can't play. He's a bust. He's a fullback. And I wonder, how can all these players be predicting that a fullback who can't throw, according to Stephen A. Smith, is going to beat out a quarterback from the University of Southern California who has 4 road playoff wins? How can that be? Because 2 plus 2 doesn't equal 4 anymore. You're looking more and more foolish by the day, my friend Stephen A.
Well, I've got a friend in D.C., a lovely-looking friend, by the way.
Oh, here we go.
She's a diehard Washington Redskins fan, but she has basically, she's turned into a turncoat. She's completely blind. Her eyes need to be checked because she's one of those people who believes that Tim Tebow could actually throw the football on occasion. I beg to differ, but that's neither.
Maybe she could teach you a little football
to that. She thinks she can, but unfortunately, she again, people, when you don't know, you don't know. The point that I'm trying to make is this. All of that stuff being said, let's be clear about something. Like her, there are a lot of people out there, my sisters who called in, and for some godforsaken reason, they love you. I don't know why.
I get it.
My sisters, you got fans out there, and now some of these football players have jumped on the bandwagon. And what are they saying? They're talking about Tim Tebow, but they have you fooled, Skip Bayless, because you think they're talking about Tim Tebow's ability to throw the football.
They are.
They're not talking about that. No, they're not. What they're saying to you is that, again, because of the popularity contest that elevated him to being a starting quarterback in Denver, that is the same thing that's going to follow him to Gotham City. You're going to have a lot of folks out there that are clamoring for Tim Tebow. The fan base that he has, even though he has his haters, as you would say, the fan base that he has is so strong, and they're so vociferous, all right? And they're so dogged that they're going to push and push and push. They're going to put pressure on a Jets organization that is clearly more about headlines than actually winning football games. And as a result of that, when you juxtapose that to the weak mental disposition that is harnessed by Mark Sanchez, it's inevitable that he ultimately will end up starting. But the point that I'm trying to make is that it won't be because he's better. It won't be because he outplayed Mark Sanchez in practice and he earned his position. It'll be because the momentum is so great that Mark Sanchez ultimately may shrink beneath it. And that is what will elevate Tim Tebow, and then we will see what we see. The players know this is not about football. That's why they're open saying what they're saying. They know this is about something else. They just can't come out and say it.
Yeah, but last year when, as you allege, Tebow Mania won the popularity contest, and he forced his way into getting a start with the Denver Broncos. Then what happened?
Are we going to go to this again?
All he did was win. All he did was win. All he did was win.
He lost 4 of the last 5 games.
He won
played.
7 of the first 8. He went 8 and 5 and won a home
He
playoff
lost
game.
4 of the last
That's what
5.
he'll do for the Jets.
With
You
the
know it, and I
division
know
on the
it.
line, he backed into the playoffs because they lost their last 3 regular season games. Is that not true?
He swept the West
Is
on
that
the
not
road.
true?
That's all I know for sure.
Did he lose the last 3 games of the regular season with the AFC West on the line?
He
Yes
lost
or
to
no?
New England. That's all I know.
Did he lose the last 3 games of the
Stephen
regular
A.
season?
Jack
with the
Nicholson.
AFC
Jack
West on the
Nicholson's
line?
line from A Few Good Men is applicable here if you want to use it.
Yeah, I'll use it. Stephen A.
Good
Smith,
ego.
you can't handle the truth. You know it, and I know it.
Listen,
Thank you,
guys,
Jay,
hey,
for that cue.
Well, I was trying to have set up Stephen A. because he's accusing me of being biased towards Skip Bayless. Before we hit the break, Stephen A., you're going to love this. Tiago Splitter is trending in the United States.
Yes.
And Twitter is absolutely laughing with us.
No.
I'm Stephen A.
No, he's
I'm
laughing
happy
at
to
you.
for his comments.
I'm happy to help.
All
You
right.
know
Hold
what?
on. Hey,
They
Jay,
never.
Jay,
They don't
Jay,
set
don't
picks
forget-
in Hollis, Queens. You don't even know what a pick is.
Jay.
Yeah, Stephen A.
Hey, Jay.
Go.
Jay, don't forget Patty.
We must do a break. When we come back, the Masters tees off tomorrow.
We'll see how long you last.